game would be hidden track. This is the first time I've seen the word hidden track. So we'll see. We'll see what's the development would be in our game for today. So we are entering our third game, which is now we are spawning in the map of hidden tracks at the southwest position as the gold Protoss once again. Give it up for Pikoy getting that game 1. Game 3 rather. His first map, game 3 in the map Ascension, and his opponent still leading the tally sheets 2-1. The green Terran. Give it up for JL7. Wait a minute, guys. Just posting some stuff in our okay. We are at the southeast position. JL7 with a supply depot on the high ground. Is it the high ground? I think it's high ground. Yes, it is. It really is the high ground. And a pylon for our gold Protoss, and a gate, a gas first before a gate. Oh, that's different. That's different. On the previous rounds, we see Pikoy going for the gate gas. Now, it's gas gate. No, so this map, he can immediately check, he can immediately get gases. But apparently, even though it's a gas first, he hasn't placed any probe in the gas assimilator. So, it's a bit of a waste, especially for hitting timings. We haven't had any match where these two has spawned at the top sides unless it's a cross spawn. So laging bottom left, bottom right, southwest, southeast lagi sila. Which is something peculiar, but nothing special about it. Just a fun fact. Fun fact lang. Now, you can see that one gate one gate's being added with a cybernetic score. On the other hand, would it be another 2 racks? Oh, it's a 1 racks bunker. So when you see, as a new player, when you see that the opponent is rushing for a 1 racks bunker play once you scout them, it signals you that he would not go anytime soon. He would not push you anytime soon because he wants to turtle up in his base and just chill. Now both players scouting the left and right top side of the map and still were unable to check where their opponents are. Chuyus Sagman, gas first then no use ha. But still, we learn, you know. Protoss Gateway being added up. Now we can see Pikoy really wanting to have more gateways. Kasi nakita niya yung effectivity nito dun sa third game na kulang kasi siya sa first and second map ng gateways kaya hindi siya nakapag-apply ng pressure. Now, he sees the beauty of the gateway Protoss. Would Pikoy turn out to be a great gateway man? Or will he be a versatile player sooner or later? We saw him in the first map go for a Sky Toss. One gate into Sky Toss, which is very common for players playing on the first map, you know. Now Dragoon chasing this SCV, Space Construction Vehicle, short for SCV, guys. And our Terran construction opponent, Terran Supply Depot, and an academy being added for JL7. Now we can see that a space construction vehicle. We can see that there's the Dragoon at the top side of the ramp. Basically at the level of the command center here. 2 bunkers. For new Terran players out there, I won't suggest you doing this. 2 bunkers that looks like something of not a bunker. So, ating dalawang bulubundukin na bunker ay walang silbi. Just 1 bunker is enough because you have high ground. In the early game, players don't have high ground vision, so they can't easily dive that. Before they can dive to the bunker, they'll eat a lot of bullet shots. But if you're not looking closely, you won't be able to block the main ramp. Now the clunky Dragoons getting rained by bullet, but they have succeeded in entering the main base. Now 6 Marines is more than enough to kill these Dragoons. Dragoons microwing, not microwing. Not microwing. I thought they would be microwing. Would be microed, but apparently it's not the case. Now Marines going back to their bunkers, sleeping with their guns on their hands, waiting for the next warning sign that a Protoss alert, there is attack incoming. I won't suggest putting medics in your bunker. They would be of no use. They can't heal the units inside of it unless you're playing StarCraft 2 Campaign Edition. Then you can put an SCV and a tank and on a medevac and it will heal. If you put Marine and medics on a medevac, they will heal each other. Well, it's basically the medics work. But why would you build a medic if you have a medevac? Apparently in this game, Brood War, there is no medics because there are no medics, just medevacs rather, just dropships. So 5 Dragoons at the bay, waiting for the aggression from JL7 is Pikoy, while adding 4 more gates. He knows the power. He knows the power of gateways, and he's seen the capabilities of them. So it's not a surprise that now Pikoy is pushing the issue, pushing once again at the high ground. There we see that this supply depot is a bit exposed. And supply depot traded for a Dragoon. It's not the best trade, but you know, we would take it. Now, this is not the trade that we want to see. 6 Dragoons in trade for a bunker. And Marines at that. But, slowly but surely, Pikoy hammering his way to push forward. It really is hard. Even for pro players, they have a lot of hard time pushing a Terran player's base onto their high ground. But other than that, we can see that at this stage of the game, the 5 gates wouldn't be the best option unless you have well, if your macro isn't on point, there can still be a leeway. But once your macro engine is really that efficient, usually 4 gates is enough for one base unless you'll be having another base to power up the excess gate base that you'll be warping in. This would hinder Pikoy's development. Oh, Pikoy not spotting this push. JL7 going behind the boxes here, but as we can see, Pikoy slowly but surely wants to push the issue towards the Terran base. He has no tank. Oh, he has 1 tank, and it's an exposed tank. At that, Dragoons just dancing, dilly-dallying their way into the high ground of the Terran player's second base. Marines getting into the position for the push. And we saw that the SCV's been killed. Now, Pikoy, great macro by Pikoy, as well as JL7, but there's still leeway for improvement for our Terran player. But then again, Terrans don't usually macro unless you're really that good as Flash. You don't have to micro because you have the leeway of just holding a position and wait for the opponents to attack. Now, Pikoy looking poised to attack, but the longer he waits, the better JL7's position would be in this high ground. Unless JL7 would make the mistake to push again, then it would be bad for him. Other than that, it's all is good for both players powering up. Both players thinking the same, but one is advanced over the other. JL7 trying his own ninja base, but Pikoy already with 6 probes mining in his own. Now the Marines, JL7 smelling that something is not right, would hunt for the base. Oh! Now the attack is incoming. This is a bad spot for JL7, but this would be a better spot for Pikoy. This would be a worse spot for Pikoy. Pikoy, don't push! Don't push! No! Pikoy, what have you done with your Dragoons? And this is a double victory for JL7 as we see that there is a massacre of Dragoons at the main base. We can see that there is a party of Marines and medics at the ninja base of our Protoss player. Pikoy losing at all fronts. He has to decide what to do, and I think the best way to solve this problem is to defend his previously mining, non-mining base. Now, JL7 is in another commanding lead. Even with 40 supply and over 68, it's not enough. It's more than enough, rather, to drive against the... Oh! Because JL7 not focusing the Protoss Nexus. Will he be able to kill it? No, he will not kill it! The Dragoons have arrived! And all the Marines are scampering away! Run! We should have really just focused this one down. That would have been the best scenario for our Terran player. But that being said, 6 probes. We take it for 4 Marines and a medic. We'll take it. 2 Marines running backward with half health. But, you know, they've done their part. They've paid for what they have released. Oh, look at this. 5 kills for this Marine and 1 kill for his best friend. The support Marine. The support Marine. Slowly but surely, our Terran player would push. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And once that is done, once he's prepared enough, you will see that there would be an attack incoming for our Protoss player. Protoss is still in a good position, still has a lot of units. These 2 Marines and tanks will not do anything. They would surely die once they are discovered by the Protoss player. I don't know the transition for our Terran. Now the Terran would be likely going to have some fun with them battle cruisers, you know what I'm saying? 3-star forts for our Terran player against 5 gates with no tech for our Aaron. This is a bad setup, but in the proper in the hands of the proper micro of great players, they can give the Terran a run for their money if they'll just attack move. But other than that, 2 battle cruisers at a time, probably going 3 battle cruisers at a time would be sufficient. Now, this is a great move for Pikoy, going for the harassment on the ninja base of our Terran player. JL7 doesn't have any any defense set up here, so this is a very vulnerable base, and it's just started running. But Pikoy still taking his time to kill the SCVs, and now he sees that the SCVs are mining and still not attacking them, which is great. I guess Pikoy is a pacifist. He doesn't want to kill SCVs. Now he's changed his views in his life, and there we go. Not only does he bring Dragoons in the party, as well as creating pylon for his cannons. Now JL7 has to retreat his base here. In a proper engagement, Dragoons won't lose to what? 6 tanks and 2 battle cruisers. In a proper setup, probably a sandwich here. But if he'll just force himself to a choke point with 2 bunkers, memory bunkers here, because that's not the best. That ain't the best option for you, my guy. That ain't the best option for you just yet. Okay, good setup. JL7 is just waiting for a sandwich. Now the Marines are spotted, the SCVs are spotted, and JL7 knows that Dragoons are at his front door. Now it's a upcoming 3 bases to 1. And JL7 would be starved to death if he doesn't do anything about it. Transition wise, I don't see any transition from Pikoy as of yet. He should take a tech advancement. But the battlecruiser number is growing, but the basis of Pikoy is also growing. You should move your Dragoon forward so it won't die. And it didn't die, fortunately. This can easily move out and shoo away these Dragoons. And there we see the leapfrog begins. The leapfrog begins for battlecruisers. I think the battlecruiser should be the one to spot for these tanks so that they can easily inch forward. These 2 tanks should be moved forward as well. Now, 4 base to 1. I don't know what's gonna be the transition for our Terran player, Protoss player. I'm still waiting for what that's how many? 8, 16 probes. 16 probes. 8, 10 probes. 3 probes. Zealots. Yeah. The Zealots can easily tank for the Dragoons. The tanks would have no use once the Zealots are here. Speed should be done. It's not researching, and I don't see Zealots with speed at the moment. JL7 slowly pushing his way out of his base. And there we see that this is not a good siege. This is not a good siege. You're just wasting 3 siege tank worth of units. You can kill it. You can kill it. Don't be shy. Okay. He's waiting for the reinforcements. Now Zealots tanking for the Dragoons. Now the Dragoons would move to the prey, and JL7 will just wait again. Patiently wait until all his opponents' resources is mined out. It's not yet mined out at the moment. How much BC is this? That's just 5 BCs, easily deniable by 24. I think 24 Dragoons. Now, Pikoy with an influx of money. I don't know his strategy now. Adding more gateways, I suppose. Pikoy will just trade. We'll just money dump and trade against this army. I don't think it's a good way to attack BC with Dragoons if you don't have a base. Okay. Definitely, Pikoy wouldn't dive forward with the siege tank at that position. It's too much. Pikoy is in the commanding lead. I don't know what JL7 would do to gain the upper hand, and now as you can see, he's even trying to heal the battlecruiser that he has at the moment, which is a limited edition battlecruiser. It's a limited edition battlecruiser because not only that JL7 has 1 base, he only has minimal minerals left. And now the attack is incoming once again for Pikoy, pushing forward. The battlecruisers are exposed. attacking the battle cruisers are the clump of dragoons, and another siege tank is sniped. JL7 slowly losing his grip to this game. And with his... Okay, we see now that there is a plan for JL7. 5 starports isn't the way to go for a one basing Terran. Even though you have a mining ninja base, still 5 port BC isn't the way to go, guys. SCB flying to his death, actually driving to his death. The battle cruiser hit squad is incoming, guys. 3 dragoons. I think with well, JL7 cannot be broken in this position. That I am sure of. And Pikoy as well wouldn't be broken because look at this barricade of okay. Now JL7 would scratch a bit to the advances of Pikoy, I suppose. Well, 5 BCs is more than enough for 3 dragoons and a cannon. And oh no, this is a bad spot for our Terran player. Now that Pikoy is retreating, all these battle cruisers are exposed, and once they are killed, JL7 has no more firepower. And all the Yamatos were fired towards the Nexus. Look at this stream of dragoons going to avenge. Oh no! Another Nexus not being killed! Hello? Oh my god, Pikoy! Pikoy has been blessed with the God of Luck twice in a row. JL7 couldn't finish his Nexus. 40 HP. And now, as you can see, 97 HP. Oh my god. Just like that, JL7 losing all of his fighting chances. And now we can see that Pikoy still has a lot of money, of course. See, a new reinforcement point. All the dragoons popping off from this production line, directly going to the front base of our... Okay. Pikoy has learned and placed a bit more cannon. 1 cannon is not enough. Might make it 3. But this BC is at 240 health. Oh, JL7 doesn't want to give up. He has now created his own ninja base. This would be a long game if it happens, but seeing this, more cannons are being added. Just 5 cannons, tanks in position. Templar Archives. Okay. It's DT time, guys. It's DT time. I don't know if the speed is upgraded. There was a shooting. There's something shooting. Planetary Fortress. If there only is a planetary fortress. Is this picking up? I don't know if this is pinging up. Templar Archives for our Lotus player, and now they see that battle cruiser. I think there would be an influx of dragoons popping out of those gateways sooner or later. Even though this... Oh. And there you have it. And there you have it, guys. The influx of dragoons immediately. Yeah, that's that. We'll just wait if Pikoy would throw away his chances of winning here. There is the only thing that Pikoy needs to do is make sure that all the remaining bases. Oh no, JL7, what have you done? Now Pikoy knows. All of China knows where your hidden base is. Oh my. I was just about to say, if JL7 could power up this base, he would have a sure chance of getting back to the game, but apparently that isn't the case. Supply depots being gunned down. Slowly but surely, after this base is gone, JL7 would tap out. Scans at the front, seeing that there's still a lot of goons here. You should have placed here, and he will retaliate. He will retaliate. He should. Dragoons again. More Dragoons. I don't think the Templar Archives is even used at this point. 200 supply versus 33. Around 200 supply versus 33. I think we know who has the better chances of winning here. 867. Okay. 867 supply. No. 867 minerals for the Terran player. And I don't think that he'll get any base anytime soon. Now, Pikoy slowly sending units to the areas that he thinks there is a base for JL7. Terran dropship seen. He has spotters almost everywhere. And he will see this dropship as well. JL7 with his last legs. Even though Pikoy would have this immaculate defense at the center of his base, it wouldn't be enough because Pikoy would just move, create more. See, even the only base that JL7 was hoping to get was easily seen by Pikoy here. And another base to be checked. These tanks. Actually, this barracks were the hindrance. Oh, okay. Still packing a punch. Is this 1-3? Oh my god, plasma shields 3. It's basically playing against 6 plus 6 armor. Protoss. And the last line of defense will go down. JL7. We're just waiting for his GG. SCVs trying. Okay, more Marines. No, not more Marines. More bases being acquired by the Protoss player. If you look at JL7's camera, you won't see it. But if you look at Pikoy's camera, you can see it. JL7, you can see it. But once he moves this out, this is a very hazardous base. This is a very dangerous maneuver. If it succeeds, then it will succeed. But I think once they start mining, Pikoy would be able to see that there are SCVs! And as you can see, probe checking out. Just this probe, you know? Just this probe showed the base of JL7. Slowly but surely. I mean, not slowly but surely. Sooner or later, Pikoy would find out that there's a green dot on his map that is not seen in the minimap. think that's it. That's all she wrote. JL7 with no more materials to use. He's just pushing all of these Dragoons into the... forcing their way into the place of the Terran. Pinoy has left the game, Jedi has left the game, and we don't care about them because Pikoy has turned this into a series 2-2. Ladies and gentlemen, GG Hehe is called. GG is called by JL7, and we're moving on to the next round. What a turn of events, ladies and gentlemen. What a turn of events. Pikoy with a gateway strats. And, well, JL7 didn't adjust his strategy at the first half of the matchup. Now, Pikoy adjusting properly. Even with the lag happening at his side of the province. But yes, great adjustment.